Okay, so that's interesting to me because the honors group that I was a part of, the tagline for the Torrey Honors Institute is the pursuit of goodness, truth, and beauty. And it's a great books program based on Platonic understanding of Scripture and more than that, not only that. And I have two brothers that go there right now. They've been there for 3 years. I don't think your estimation of people denying the virgin birth, abandoning the fundamentals of Christian doctrine, or any of that accurate to the school.
Then I'll have to do better research.
I like the student because he came up here and defended what he thought was true in a very objective way. I appreciate that.
There we go. All right. Raiders, there you go.
Yeah. Hi, Charlie. I just want to say hi. I'm Ed. One of my friends is actually the vice president of the Turning Point USA Club or whatever in Fresno State. That's where I come from. So, yeah. But she's super jealous that I'm talking to you and she's not. But anyways, the thing that I was going to disagree with you on is that you've been going on college campuses and your stance is that college is a scam. I disagree with that. But I want to debate and exchange and stuff. What's your definition? How would you define scam, and what do you think the purpose of college should be?
Yeah, I mean, there should probably be an asterisk. There's obviously exceptions to that. But let me just ask the audience a question once the airplane kindly removes itself from our event.
What does your T-shirt say, by the way?
I am Taylor. This is Taylor Swift.
Okay.
It's a joke. It's like Kim Wexler from Better Call Saul, and she looks like Taylor Swift.
How many of you in the audience are forced to take classes that are a waste of time or wish you would not have to take? So everyone's hand goes up, right? Here is the tragic reality. I'll make 2 points and then I'll let you respond. Sure. I'm curious. The second point is that only half of the people in this audience will use their college degree when they find a job. Meaning, half of college graduates in America get jobs that do not require college degrees in the first place. Basically, all this debt, all this time, not a good investment. Finally, there's an amazing article, and I encourage you to look at it, The New Class of Millionaires. There are 5,000 new millionaires in the last year that are plumbers, electricians, and welders. And I'm sure you guys want to become millionaires. These are 24-year-olds in Vegas that are making $2 million a year running a plumbing business that never went to college. I'll be shocked.
It was like a trade school, right, probably?
Yeah, trade school, just technical trade school.
Sure.
And let's be honest. Many of you guys, if you told your parents you were going to become a plumber, they'd say, no, you got to go to college. Am I being right?
Yeah, probably. In most cases. Yeah,
in most cases.
That, yeah.
I think that's wrong. And what I'm getting at is there are 11 million job openings in this country that pay more than $80,000 a year that do not require a college degree, but require some training.
Yeah.
And so four-year college is largely not benefiting this generation, with some exceptions, doctor, lawyer, engineer, so on and so forth.
So to answer him, I just graduated from college in a degree with engineering, and I'm getting a master's degree right now in electronics engineering. So yeah, I think I'm very suitable to speak on this. And he's right. He's 100% right. College does not benefit the majority of students. The reason I say that is because what's the average salary for a college graduate? It's around maybe $45,000, maybe as a starting salary. What's the average amount of tuition a college student pays per year? Around $30,000 per year with a 6.5% interest rate per year. So if you do the math, by the time you graduate, the average student will have about $120-something thousand worth of debt at an average rate of 6.5% interest, making $40-something thousand a year. And the majority of college graduates will never reach six figures. So if you break it down, you're kind of getting scammed because you're never going to pay back the debt that you made. You'll always be under on your tuition. You'll always be under on the debt to income ratio. So you aren't getting the highest rate of return unless you're someone like me who did go to school for engineering, or you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or those type of fields. So you're basically getting scammed. And I feel like colleges know that, but they want to sell you the experience. They don't really care if you make money or you're successful, although they're charging you $30,000 a year. They just care about you're like a product. You are giving them money. It's like an exchange. They're selling you an experience, and they're getting money from you. It's not even about success at this point. But Let's continue. Honestly, you guys, this election was crazy. It's going to be interesting to see how the Democrats and the mainstream media continue to respond over the next few weeks and months. As we all know, the algorithms that we were seeing before were extremely manipulative and were extremely biased, which is why we were all, or probably us, feels impossible to get non-biased, true, objective news. And it's called Ground News. Ground News lets you think for yourself, and it tells you the full story. Ground News is a website and app that compiles stories from over 50,000 outlets around the world. Lets you compare the coverage across the political spectrum and get all the facts for yourself. Check it out at ground.news/LFR Jojo. Take a look at this story on Ground News about Republicans winning back control of the Senate. Republicans have a clear mandate and the seeks to accomplish this mandate. Currently, over 400 sources are covering this story. Roughly 35% are coming from the left and 30% are coming from the right. With Ground News, we can compare the headlines ourselves to get a clear picture of how each side is presenting this issue. The headline on the left states Republicans seize control of the US Senate for the first time in 4 years, while the right headline reads GOP takes back the Senate majority in devastating blow to Dems. The left-leaning headline uses seize control, suggesting an aggressive takeover. However, the right-leaning headline uses devastating blow to Dems, emphasizing the impact to Democrats. Interesting to see how both of these stories are the same thing, but they're covered differently. If you want to stay informed on important issues and get a full view of news landscape, check out ground.news/LFR Jojo. Or you can scan the QR code for 50% off the Unlimited Access Vantage plan. This is the best deal of the year. And if you're already a subscriber, you can even gift Ground News for 50% off to your family or friends because it is holiday season. If you want purely objective and non-biased news, Ground News is the only place I know that you can get it from, other than my channel, of course. But anyways, thank you for watching. Let's get back into the video.
I understand. No, I actually looked into like it is true that there are a lot of job openings and there are a lot of like employers out there that have eased their restrictions to not require a college degree. However, the Harvard Business School actually looked into that and they saw that the employers that were looking at an application of somebody with a college degree versus somebody who didn't, even though on the requirements they didn't have a college degree, they still preferred and mostly hired people with college degrees.
Yeah, again, it's just you got to go back to the overarching statistic is that you guys won't use it, and
but you're still economically better by statistics.
Not necessarily.
Like, yeah.
So here's the other question: what do you think is the national graduation rate?
Is it like in the high 50s, mid 50s?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that, and I'm sure you guys all know people that drop out of college. So, like,
that was me.
Yeah.
That was me, yeah.
So
I'm going back to college, but I
okay.
Yeah.
And whatever suits your best.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm getting at: is that there's not been nearly enough criticism of college, the institution, from its cost and from the ROI standpoint. Of course, some people benefit from it, but it has largely been a third rail of American life, and that's why I go after the way it is.
I think there's a lot of discussion happening on like the costs of college and how egregious it is.
Yeah, but
I mean, like I would probably
discussion,
agree.
but not saying it's a scam, and it is. I mean, to be honest, half you guys are being totally ripped off that you're here. It's totally unnecessary. Like, if you guys became plumbers instead, you would make more money 5 years after and have no debt.
Well, the average plumber the median plumber is probably, I think it was like 61.5.
Yeah, it's way higher than that in Clark County right now. Way higher.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but that's
because there's a shortage.
Like, we're talking about like average, right?
Why
we
is
want to talk about like the overarching messaging that we want to send to the country. Maybe for something like Nevada, because I know Nevada, a lot of it is hospitality work. A lot of it is not college degree. No, I would agree.
But think about it. Why is it though that we have a shortage of plumbers? It's because we're sending our kids to go study things that don't matter. To go into debt to find jobs that don't exist. So we might not agree on it, just some things to think about. Thank you very much and tell your friend hello.
Thank you. Yeah.
My question, though, is actually because I don't know if you see this hat I'm holding. It's not one of the MAGA hats you were throwing out. It's a Biola University hat. And I graduated from Biola University in 2018. And I received, in my estimation, a totally incredible education, very Renaissance-style classic. I was a member of the Tory Honors College there. I was student body president. And I saw a clip of you just a few days ago where you said Biola was, I don't know if I'm getting this exactly right.
It has slipped in its stature as a Christian school, for sure.
Okay, because That seems a little more nuanced than the
Yeah,
claim you made.
I'll be more.
Yeah, I would love to hear
I
more
probably
about
got a little spicier than I should have. But yes,
Happens to
I'm not a
us,
fan of
yeah.
Ed Stetzer. I don't know how much you know about him, but
a little bit.
yeah, he's the head of their theology department. I don't want to spend everyone's time on this, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a great experience, and I'll take that into account if I talk about it in the future.
Okay. Well, it was still a lead into a question, and I was just
Okay.
wondering for you, and I don't want people to like just make a comment. I didn't want to be that guy. For you though, like what are the metrics for you for when you think a university has strayed too far from a university's purpose?
Okay, yeah. So in Biola in particular, I could tell you that many of the students graduating do not believe in the inerrancy of Scripture. They do not believe in the virgin birth. They do not believe in the core tenets of the Christian faith. And so there's a lot of deconstructionism in the last 5 years that have been introduced at Biola. And
Okay.
so Hillsdale is America's greatest college, in my opinion, because they know what a college is, which is the pursuit of truth, goodness, and beauty. It's not about just going to college and learning whatever you want to learn. It's towards a destination of trying to look at things that point up, not point down or confuse.
Okay, so that's interesting to me because the honors group that I was a part of, the tagline for the Torrey Honors Institute is the pursuit of goodness, truth, and beauty. And it's a great books program based on Platonic understanding of Scripture and more than that, not only that. And I have two brothers that go there right now. They've been there for 3 years. I don't think your estimation of people denying the virgin birth, abandoning the fundamentals of Christian doctrine, or any of that's accurate to the school.
Then I'll have to do better research.
Yeah, so I just felt a little zealous about my alma mater, but
Good for
I think
you.
those are great metrics,
You
should,
should defend things you love.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Thanks for
much.
being
I
here.
appreciate it.
I like the student because he came up here and defended what he thought was true in a very objective way. I appreciate that. But referring back to the student before him who said that college graduates make more than plumbers, he is actually correct. The average salary of a plumber nationwide is $66,000, and the average income for a college graduate is $77,000. However, the reason why I think that's a little bad for college graduates is because there are college graduates who make $200,000, $300,000 a year or $150,000 a year. These engineers, these doctors, these lawyers make a very significant amount of money. Very significant. So if you have these group of people who are making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, doctors, lawyers, engineers, shouldn't the average salary for a college graduate be significantly higher than $77,000? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because maybe there is some type of validity saying that trades are making more than college graduates. I don't know. If you were to exclude engineering, lawyers, and doctors, that's probably 100% true. I will have to look into it, though. I'm not going to sit here and say it is, but I have to look into it. But anyways, if you have any thoughts or comments, let me know. It's LFR Jojo, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.